GV60 full electric. First question we always ask, what's going on the front? And what a cool touch to actually see your car virtually displayed on the screen there as it's moving. This is supposed to make it sound more like a gasoline engine, I guess. Sport mode on, boost mode on, sporty gas engine. This is the Genesis GV60. It's built in South Korea. This color is called Makalu Grey, and this car appeared for the first time in 2022 for the 2023 model year. So you're looking at a first-generation machine that's been on sale for about 2 years now. It's the first dedicated full electric from Genesis. There's no gas or hybrid version available, and as a flexible crossover with good rear seating legroom and cargo space and all-wheel drive, it's almost exactly what most Canadians considering a luxury electric are shopping for. Canadian pricing from $72,500 for the advanced trim grade with a 77.4 kilowatt-hour battery pack, powering dual electric motors for 314 horsepower and 446 pounds of torque. That's all-wheel drive and a range of about 400 kilometers at room temperature. In the GV60 Performance, like my tester, the same 77.4 kilowatt-hour pack drives even more powerful motors, dropping range to about 380 kilometers but boosting output to a 483 horsepower maximum in boost mode, engaged by the button on the steering wheel, and that's backed up by 516 pounds of torque. It should prove satisfying for your nearly $81,000 investment on this luxurious stealth missile, which does not qualify for any electric car rebates in Canada. I've got lots more coming up for you a little later in the road test about how much fun you can have with all that power. I'll also show you how they've made sure drivers will feel like they're being spoiled in here. We'll take a look at the headlight performance, the nighttime drive, and plenty more. But for now, let's get started off with some exploring. First question we always ask, what's going on the front?
So let's go check.
Take a look. We're going to open this just like opening the hood of a car. A little release down here. All right, camera guy James, the big moment.
Oh.
We're always impressed when these are really big. It doesn't look like much, although I bet you this opens.
Oh my gosh.
You're not putting your camera gear in there. I'm glad they've bothered because they could just as easily not put anything there. And as you can see, like underneath, we've got electric motor components, cooling system, climate control, other things. So I mean, like, they've used the extra space well. That's curious. If you own one of these, let us know down in the comment section, what are you putting in your front? Because we would like to know.
That is a weird one.
All right, let's go have a look inside.
All right.
Now, you may not have seen inside of one of these before, so as a 5'10", 200-pound guy, let me show you what you can expect in here in terms of roominess. So this is my comfortable seated driving position here. This is how I'm going to be doing my driving. Big thing to notice here, we don't have the center console running all the way across the front. So notice how this is floating. We've got this open space that gives me a little bit more of a sense of room, plenty of room for my knees. Headroom starting to feel like a little bit crowded up here, although still sufficient. Got just about the width of my hand there above my head. So it is on the more snug side, more coupe-like side, but still very much that crossover shape overall. You also noticed something a little bit earlier with that drawer there.
It slides out.
Which is great.
You got lots of room. It's deep.
That's a fairly decent size.
And it has like a little mat there you can clean. This would fit a laptop before the front.
You know, I don't know if you want to put a laptop in the front because it presumably is going to get maybe fairly hot under there. It's a little inconvenient though where that's located.
It is
right?
kind of
trying to plug stuff in. Your phone is going to upscale here for Android Auto. You can just kind of plug that in, leave it down there safe, secure, and out of the way. Check out this gear shifter. Right, it's a crystal sphere right now. Turn the car on, and that flips over, and you've got these indents that fit your fingers, and so we twist right for drive, halfway back there for neutral, all the way back for reverse, P for park, and you've got a little tactile buzz going on there whenever you make a gear selection, so your fingertips can actually feel the selection that you've made. Handy touch. All right, so let's see how someone of my size would fit in the back seat directly behind himself. So as I'm getting in here, slight need to duck right there, just a little bit. Watch your head. First impression, we've got this reclined fairly well, but it does have sort of a sport bucket feel, the seat here. My knees are up nice. I'm reclined nicely. Headroom a little bit tight right here under the hatchback, but still sufficient for me at about 5'10". You're going to find that's going to be the thing that runs out the most quickly if you're much taller than me. But even still here, I've got great leg room, great knee room. Outward visibility is fine. Right back here beside your head starts getting a little bit claustrophobic, but otherwise good outward sight lines all around. And I'll draw your attention down here for a second. 2 more USB charge ports there, pouches in the back of each seat, and we've got this little sort of pass-through tunnel thing here for extra storage.
It goes all the way to the front.
I found one of the most enjoyable things about driving my Tester was actually watching people's reaction to it. I think there's something a little special in this combination of dark paint, slim LED lighting, and those stunning wheels. It definitely turned a lot of heads in my Northern Ontario locale. I did about 1,300 kilometers in this Tester, including a few lengthy road trips where I found a highway drive that was very quiet and supple on smoothly textured pavement, and that takes expansion joints, undulating highways, and smoother dips and bumps and speed with no drama at all. Words like dense, sturdy, solid, and planted all pop to mind when it comes to describing the highway feel. Strong control over noise levels and a heavy, sturdy feel beneath the driver give further polish that's easy to appreciate on long trips. Though if you are someone who needs a strong lumbar support in their seat, make sure the power lumbar here is to your satisfaction. With it maxed out, I was left wishing for a fair bit more. I found the ride on very rough roads to be surprisingly well managed. Specifically, there was less noise and harshness than I was expecting over the roughest surfaces I drive on, with its forward-facing camera able to preview the upcoming road surface and send special instructions in real time to the adaptive suspension. The result from the driver's seat is more consistent ride comfort and body motion control across a far wider range of surfaces. So here's a comfortable highway cruiser that can tackle a bashed-up Sudbury, Ontario back road without things becoming too dramatic, and that's even if you're moving at a decent clip. So this tech helps take the bite out of the roughest roads I drive on. Still, there are limits to this magic carpet ride. Some potholes and railway crossings, and other specific surfaces can coax the occasional unbecoming whack from beneath, although it's pretty rare. Just like the ride, the driver assist systems help keep the drive smooth and chill, even on the most stressful roads I visit, namely Ontario's Highway 401. But there's an on-screen infographic providing at-a-glance access to which safety systems are currently engaged and what they're seeing. You've got constant visual confirmation that the GV60 has your back and sides and up ahead of you, and that it's tracking the position of all the cars nearby. I found the driver assist to be as smooth and consistent and reliable as the best I've recently used. They all feel precise and on the ball in action. I had no false alarms or abrupt corrections, and this all helps you and your passengers enjoy a smoother and less stressful drive. Same goes for the regenerative braking actually. It's deployable in 4 levels from none to iPedal Max, which is a true one-pedal driving experience with aggressive regeneration. So you pick the level you like and get into the rhythm with your right foot. And I love how iPedal Max mode delivers strong braking force smoothly and softly, even pulling the car down to rest with zero lurch whatsoever when it comes to a stop. 100% of the time, no brake pedal required. So again, that's less driver workload and a smoother drive too. All of that relaxing, smoothness, and quiet are what makes the performance of this thing so hilarious. Sure, it'll ooze off the line and glide through traffic with the slightest touch of the throttle and not a peep to be heard. The first 20% of the pedal is snappy enough for 90% of your driving 99% of the time. But click boost mode on and stuff it to the firewall, and it's 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds, often with the tires lighting up momentarily, while the high-precision traction control and limited slip differential bolted to the rear motor extract maximum grip, and you're off the line feeling like you've been rear-ended by a bus. You can even pick your own artificial sound effects to customize the experience. We can go into our screen here, and there's 3 different sound effects I wanted to show you. So these are the sounds we can pick: futuristic, gas engine, electric motor, or a custom sound.
Not tractor, eh?
And we'll try the futuristic one first.
Sure.
It's like, okay.
I just don't like the sound.
Okay, so we'll do it again with off. You can actually hear, I think, I don't know if the mic's picking that up, but there's my throttle sound. I'll turn it off. Just do a boost mode launch here with the sound effects off. Okay, so no sound effects at all. This will just be quiet. Boost mode. not a sound except for the wind and the tires lighting up in that case. A little wet here. So, I mean, it's like, if you don't want to listen to nothing, you've got some options, which is nice.
Yeah.
I like the nothing. The next one, are you motion sick yet?
No.
Okay. The next one we can pick is G engine. This is supposed to make it sound more like a gasoline engine, I guess.
Provides a sporty engine sound for electric vehicles.
Gives you a little description there. So futuristic, it says, provides a futuristic driving sound for electric vehicles. Provides a sporty engine sound.
What's motor?
E-motor provides a natural electric motor sound for EVs.
Oh.
Okay, so gas engine sound, boost mode on, sport mode on. Oh, it's off. Sorry. There we go. Turn that on one more time. Sport mode on, boost mode on, sporty gas engine.
Yeah, it gives you a little growl.
But it doesn't shift.
No.
It kind of, yeah, it sounds like a gas engine, but it doesn't sound like it's working the way a gas engine works.
No.
I mean, it's got a little bit of...
It just builds up. Like, it just goes, like there isn't a gear change.
Yeah, I feel like this sounds like a Mustang with a CVT transmission in a video game or something. It's a little, little bit weird, but again, maybe if you don't like listening to nothing, this is going to be fine. Okay, and the last one, E-motor. Yeah, if I wasn't going to pick off, that's probably the one I would pick.
Yeah.
E-motor. If I wanted to hear gas engine sounds and I was spending this much money, I've got lots and lots of options to do that. So yeah, 3 choices, some customization there if you like. Personally, I think camera guy James and I both agree E-motor if you're going to listen to something, but in my case, I'm just leaving this off. Elsewhere, when you're working the brakes hard, you'll find a strong buildup of stopping power and good precision once you overcome a bit of numb, spongy dead spot at the top of the pedal's travel. This does make it easier to work the brakes smoothly in traffic, but enthusiast drivers drawn here for the horsepower might find themselves wishing for a slightly more engaging feel from the brakes. Though overall performance didn't leave me wanting, and the GV60 is happy to shut it down in a hurry when required. Then there's sport mode with steering, throttle, and other systems remapped and tweaked to put more torque and response at the tips of the driver's fingers and toes, and encouraging you to use that low center of gravity in corners and that mountain of torque to quickly leave them behind. Though in tight quarters, I did wish for maybe a slightly smaller turning circle given the overall size of this machine. But how is it to drive in the dark? So we've sized it up, we've checked it out, we've seen how it drives. Now, as it's getting a little darker, let me give you a better look at what you can expect in here after the sun goes down. At this price point, it's absolutely vital that the shopper feels like they're getting their money's worth in every experience they have with their new machine, and I think you'll find that's the case here when the sun goes down. I'm personally a big fan of taking care of your eyes for safer nighttime driving. And in the GV60, there are a couple of important touches that help with this. Just about every control that could be illuminated is illuminated. The heads-up display is clean and crisp, easy to position and adjust, and it makes a great touch for helping to keep your eyes up the road at nighttime, where I think you'll find the instrument cluster sits appreciably lower in your field of vision, and that helps keep light pollution down and away from your face for a less distracted view out. Notice the heavy use of matte finishes throughout the forward cabin and dash. The matte finish looks modern but has the added benefit after dark of softening or eliminating reflections throughout the cabin. And checking out the leather and details in here is rewarding, virtually regardless of the current lighting conditions. The headlights are largely what I'm expecting for this price range. Their top performance helps the GV60 earn top safety scores. I appreciated an on-the-ball auto high beam system, far-reaching brights, a clean and white lighting color that didn't wear my eyes down, and fantastic engagement of faraway reflectors. The only thing missing? Adaptive steerable projectors are very easy to appreciate on empty winding highways after dark. The GV60's headlights do not have this feature, but I'd say it still gets top marks for reach, spread, peripheral illumination, and how well these lights kept my eyes fresh and alert for hours of driving in the dark. And if you appreciate that little preview of driving the GV60 in the dark, then be sure to leave me a like if you're watching on YouTube and subscribe to my channel while you're down there so you don't miss any new uploads. Well, thank you for watching.
I'm cameraman James.
I'm Justin Pritchard, and we will see you
Next time.
Bye.